Welcome back to Bending Xtra, and joining me now to talk about this year's Army Emergency Relief Campaign is Pratcher, who is the AER officer this year. And thanks for coming back to Bending Xtra.
Thanks for having me.
So now through May 15th is when we're doing the AER campaign. Tell me a little bit about what's going on during this time.
Well, hopefully everyone who is a project officer within the units and directorates will be contacting any soldier or retired soldier who works in their area and making sure that they are aware of Army Emergency Relief and what we do, and also giving them the opportunity to contribute to the annual campaign.
So what does AER do? What do they cover?
Well, AER provides emergency funds to assist soldiers who are having some financial emergency.
Your categories are broken down kind of into different segments of eligibility, from what I understand, and it seems that you have emergency relief that's related to Red Cross messages, or what's that called?
Well, emergency leaves, or if a soldier has to go home because of a death or serious illness in his or her family, then we kind of lump it in emergency leave, although the soldier may be on ordinary leave. But if they have a Red Cross message, then we can assist them to get there and get back.
So you also do loans for things that are more common, like if someone has a car trouble. That seems to be a common thing. Your car broke down, you need money for repairs, but it's still a few days before payday or a few weeks before payday. Tell me a little bit about what that money is for.
Well, we can assist with things like car repairs, even vehicle maintenance we can assist with. We can assist with things like mortgage or rent, utilities, phone service, any of those kinds of things where there's an emergency and I need to be able to take care of those things. Food, I forgot that one, which is a really big one. Those are things that we can assist with at any time. If they are assisted under the Commander's Referral Program, that's an immediate, quick turnaround, and that allows the company commander or the first sergeant to actually be the approving authority for up to $1,000 of assistance. And that's a matter of the soldier comes in, gets the application, completes it, gets the commander or first sergeant's signature, comes back with a leave and earning statement and a military ID card, and we can provide that assistance at least within a 24-hour turnaround. If we can fit them in right then we do it. If we can't fit them in right then within 24 hours we'll have that money available for that soldier.
So you have money to help soldiers out in need, and you offer interest-free loans.
Interest-free loans primarily, which means there's no interest paid. You pay back only what you have borrowed. And then if in extreme financial distress, then we can assist with a grant.
So how do we break down the taboo of soldiers asking for help when they need help? It's easier, it seems, to go across the river and get a payday loan from someplace. How do you get these people to realize that AER is your best bet for assistance?
Because number one, there's no place else where you're going to get assistance and not have to pay interest. If they do get a payday loan, they're paying $780 back, which means if I borrowed $100 and I kept turning that payday loan over for a year, I'd pay back $780 instead of $100. Whereas if they're coming to AER and getting that assistance, they're not paying anything back, so they're saving lots of money in the interim. And a lot of times, since we've had the Commander's Referral, I've heard the misunderstanding that AER will only approve up to $1,000, but that's not true. We assist with vehicle repairs that are often many times that much. So it's just a different process than the Commander's Referral. The Commander's Referral is the quick turnaround. If soldier needs greater amounts, generally they'll have to have an appointment, and they need a little more paperwork so that they can demonstrate what the emergency is.
So you've divvied out quite a bit of money this past year just on Fort Benning alone.
That's correct. We have provided loans and grants to active, retired, and survivors to the tune of $3.3 million in 2009.
Wow, that's a lot of money. Now, you also do educational grants that a lot of people are not aware of, and I think that last year a lot of that money went unclaimed too.
That is absolutely correct, and that's one of the Major General James Ursano Scholarship is for children of active, retired, and deceased soldiers, and we've done that for a long time, but within the last several years, we've added both a stateside spouses education program, which was the last one added, and an OCONUS spouses education program. And that basically provides educational assistance for spouses of soldiers.
So where do you go to get information about the AER scholarship?
We do have some information in the AER office, but the best place to go is the website, which is www.aerhq.org.
So you mentioned some of the things that are covered under the AER, but some things that are not really written in stone, and some people may not necessarily know what they qualify for. What do you suggest with that?
Well, if I have something and it's not a regular category of assistance, but it's a need that I have financially, I would go ahead and I would do an application, and then I would do what's known as an exception to policy. And we process exception to policies. They have to go above our level of approval to be approved, but 9 times out of 10, if there's any way that we can assist a soldier, that's what we're going to do. That's what Army Emergency Relief is all about. And that's what the folks at headquarters AER have encouraged us to do more and more. I think you mentioned earlier that some people don't want to come forward, and I think in years past maybe they thought it was too much work or too much to do, or that they weren't being assisted, but that's what we try to do. We're looking for yes, we're not looking for no. So even if it's not a category of assistance, if you have an emergency need, I would say please go ahead and do that request for an exception to policy so that we can try our best to be able to assist you.
So what do I need to do if I want to get involved in this year's campaign and make a contribution to the fund? What do I need to do? Okay,
if you work here on the installation, you're assigned to a unit, or you're assigned to a directorate, or you're a civilian employee working in a unit or a directorate, contact your project officer. Each unit has a project officer, each directorate has a project officer, and let them know that you'd like to contribute. If you are an active or National Guard or Reserve soldier or a retired soldier working on the installation, you can be requested to contribute if you'd like to, given the opportunity. But if you're a straight civilian employee, or a widow like I am, or someone who just has that desire to contribute, then you can contact your project officer, or you can always contact one of the campaign coordinators at the AER office.
And Pratcher, this year's AER officer, I appreciate you coming on Bending Extra to talk about this important service that you guys offer.
Thank you for having me.
And that's going to do it for this edition of Bending Extra. If you have any questions or comments about today's show, you can send us an email at bending.tv@us.army.mil. And we'll see you next time on another Bending Extra.